Good afternoon, and welcome back to this glorious World Religion Summit 2025 at Satya Sai Grama. In this session, representatives from Hinduism, Christianity, and Baha'i will share their perspectives on humanity. First, we will have one keynote speaker from each of these three religions address all of us. A moderated panel discussion will be convened thereafter with representatives from all three faiths sharing their thoughts. First, representing Hinduism, we have Swami Ishatmanandaji, a senior monk of the Ramakrishna order. Swamiji is currently serving as the board member of World Parliament of Religions and president of the Vivekananda Vedanta Society of Chicago. He founded and led several educational and social welfare institutions in India, including in Port Blair and Arunachal Pradesh. In Chicago, he leads weekly Vedanta classes, giving public lectures and mentors spiritual seekers across the United States. Swami Ishatmanandaji, please.
I am going to tell you a religion of 10,000 years in 10 minutes. So I have to be very quick. So friends, respected the guests over here, ladies and gentlemen, and the students, let me start with this. As always we do, whenever we learn something, Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tvejasvinam Adhitamastuma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. I'm not going to give you the translation because you already know it. But the three Shantis that we say, I think you all know. The first problem comes from the nature. So the Hindus say, Shanti, oh God, please be kind on me. Second problem comes from the beings around us. So we say, God, please all of these beings be friendly with me. And the third difficulty comes from within. So the third Shanti for my body and mind should be healthy. So Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. I am honored to be here to present in brief the Hinduism before this August gathering. In fact, our religion's name is Vaidika Dharma. Vaidika Dharma is the religion of realizations. Or sometimes some people, they say Sanathana Dharma, that is ancient religion. Ancient Parsis, they used to come to India by crossing the river Sindhu. But in their pronunciation, they used to pronounce Sindhu as Hindu. So the land became Hindustan and the religion became Hinduism. But in reality, this is a Vaidika Dharma. Whatever, Hinduism has no founder. And we don't have anyone who can claim that I have founded the Hinduism. The Hinduism, how this religion came, Swami Vivekananda says in this way, the Hindus have received their religion through revelation called the Vedas. So there, some people, they started thinking about this, what is happening? What is this creation? Who has created it and why he has created it? In Sanskrit, sometimes they ask, Ko ayam? Who am I? Kuto ayata. Where from have I come? Kaba gati me. Where I am going to go? These are the three questions they were searching. And also, research was going on how to get the permanent happiness. So what is the goal of a human life? Happiness. Anything that we do for the happiness. We are eating, we are visiting friends, we are doing this, doing that, everything for happiness. But all these are very temporary happinesses. How to overcome that? And in the Upanishad, we find a group of people whom we call rishis. They started an excellent experiment. They experimented everything outside the world. Parikshalokan, karmachitan, brahmana. Brahmana means intellectual person. He examined everything. Is this earth permanent? Air permanent? Fire permanent? Water permanent? No. Everything is temporary. Then some of them, kaschid dhira. Dhira means very calm, composed people. Abritta chakshu amritattamichan. They close their eyes to find out the ultimate truth. Closing their eyes means they were started meditating and analyzing oneself. Who am I? Am I this body made of bones and flesh and blood and marrows? Am I this? No. Everything they are discarding, not this, not this, not this. In Sanskrit they call it neti, neti, not this, not this. Then finally they found out that we have 5 different sheds. Annamaya, Monomaya, Pranamaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya. We go one after another. Look at it, how they were analyzing. This body is made of food only, whatever we eat, nourishing this body. But only with the body we cannot survive. If you take a cow from here to America and give the cow the green grass, the cow will be happy because food is sufficient for it. But the human being cannot be. It needs friends. It needs to exchange the ideas, thoughts. So Annamaya, the Monomaya, Pranamaya, Vijnanamaya, they want to know, they want to know, they want to know, they want to learn. Then finally Anandamaya, they like to be happy. So by that way, then finally they understood that happiness also is not the goal. Beyond that we have to go. Panchakasha vilakshana atma. In Sanskrit they say, beyond the 5 sets, we find the Atman. That is the ultimate, that is the goal. So who is the creator? That consciousness, all pervading, everywhere. And they give the name Brahman. From Brahman, everything has come. What is this creation? Nothing but that Brahman. That is what Adi Shankaracharya mentioned. And then, what is the relation between this creator and the creation? We are same. Yes, we go and bow down before the God, but then same Hindu who is worshipping a stone, worshipping a tree, worshipping an image, worshipping the river, then the same Hindu says, Aham Brahmasmi, I am that supreme. This is the beauty of the Hinduism, the step by step they go. A little boy come to the school, start learning 1 + 1, 2, and then afterwards he himself becomes a mathematician and then write the books on that. So what is religion? It is a growth. Religion, as Swami Vivekananda says, religion is a process that makes a brute unto man, man unto God. Regularly we are going to the church, going to the synagogue, going to the temple, going to the mosque, learning nothing, no transformation. The same old person, same selfish person that I entered 20 years before, 30 years before into the spiritual world, and the same selfish person I remain? Oh, that is not religion. You have to be transformed. The religion is not conversion. Religion is transformation. A human become God. That is Hinduism. The Hindus, they say, you have to become God. And what is that God? Shankaracharya says, Jiva Brahmaiva, no apara. It is nothing but the Brahman. And the person is sitting at the feet of the Guru and begging for the knowledge. That same person becomes the Guru himself with the knowledge. Like the student coming and becoming the teacher himself. You have to become that. Hinduism always says like that. You are the source. Each soul is potentially divine. But now the question comes, I will take little time only to explain this. Why the Hindus, they say that everything is the same? Everything, right from the ant to the dinosaurs, everything. And not only the sentient, insentient also. Only the expression is less, otherwise it is all the consciousness. And how we can say that? Did you notice that 3 things are common in everything? That is the way they always say. 3 things are common in everything. We don't want to die. That is the first thing. The ant also don't like to die. The human being don't like to die. Even at the age of 90, 100, 116, you go and ask the grandmother, do you like to die? Oh no, let my enemy die. Why should I die? Even at the age of 116, 120, why we don't like to die? Because our Creator is eternal. And in Sanskrit they say Sat, S-A-T, Sat. Sat means eternal. And then second quality, if you notice, in everything, inquisitiveness. Everyone wants to know. Look at the human child. They'll be asking the question to the mother and the aunties. What is this? Why the cat is running there? Why the dog is doing this? It's going on, inquisitiveness. Why this? Because our Creator is the source of knowledge. And in Sanskrit they say Chit, C-H-I-T. Sat, Chit. And then finally, each and every one of us, the doggies, the cats, the birds, the human being, all we want Ananda, the happiness. And that is the reason these 3 qualities are present in every being. That means our Creator is also Sat, Chit, Ananda, Sarupa. That is proved. You need not to go to anywhere. You need not to just believe. This is the proof. The Sat, Chit, Ananda, Sarupa. We are that. The Hinduism says we are Sat, Chit, Ananda, Sarupa. The goal of Hinduism is not the heaven, but mukti. Heaven? What is there in the heaven? A little the life is comfortable, that's all. And maybe that we have no, I don't know, that maybe in the heaven you don't feel hunger, you don't feel thirst, so you need not to go for earning money. You are free. That may be there. But the heaven is also temporary. Why? Because after doing good work, we go to heaven. It's a acquired thing. Bhoga bhumi. We go over there in the heaven, we enjoy all our good deeds. Then one day the God will say, now your stock is over, there is no fund for you, go back. Where do we come back? In this karma bhumi again. So they say that in the naraka, in the hell, and in the heaven, bhoga bhumi. And after suffering in the naraka, you come back to over here. Again the opportunity you get. And after enjoying in the heaven, you come back here. Again you get the opportunity as a human being. So the Shankara says, Shankaracharya, this jivan, this human being, human life is precious. Don't waste it. By the grace of God you have got it. Don't waste it. Human life for jivana mukti. Jivan mukti sukha prapti hetabe janmadharitam. Why we are born? To be free in this life. And what is the freedom? No attachment. Why we suffer? Because we are attached. If we are attached to something and we don't get that, we suffer. Attantika dukkha nivritti. Complete cessation of all types of suffering is the goal of Hinduism. Hinduism says it is not the swarga, it is the mukti. And what is the problem to get this mukti? Our mind. Mano eva manushyanam karanam baddhamokshayah. Mana eva manushyanam. Manushyana, this human being, the mind is the main cause. Because when we think that I must get that, I must have that, and that is the problem. But when you are not hankering for that, slowly you are bringing back all your sense organs from the sense objects. Again, the Hinduism, they say, your sense organs, chakshu, karna, nashika, jiva, and tak, these are the 5 organs. The eye, the nose, the ear, the tongue, and the skin, going out and collecting information from 5 different objects: rupa, rasha, sabda, sparsha, gandha. And that is coming back to the mind and making the mind agitated. And this is called ahara. We are very much eager what we are eating through the mouth. That is only one part. What about the other 4? When we see the bad things, what happened? Impression comes on the mind. When we hear the bad words, filthy words, impression comes on the mind. That is also food for the mind. What we eat, it is only for the body. But what we hear, what we see, what we touch, what we smell, it goes straight to the mind. And mind is subtle. After the death, it travels. So the Hindus say, karma phala. Again, the karma phala and the rebirth. If you are doing good karma, you will get the good result. And obviously, how we do the work, sometimes some people will be quietly sitting as if they are very good people, but constantly thinking bad about others. They are very bad people. And their karma phala is very bad. They do not know, they do not understand. So we are doing karma work through 3 different ways. Friends, we must remember it. Physically, of course, we can control it. But what about the mental control? That is up to you. Not your guru, not your scripture. No one can help you. You have to be your master. No, I am not going to think bad things. So you have to control your thoughts. And finally, words. Sometimes we use different type of languages, words, that hurt others. Sometimes we whisper with others, do you know him? Oh my God, he has done this, he has done that. And that type of gossip goes, and gossip is so tasty, so attractive. People will be spending times, hours after hours, on gossip. But what actually is happening? Bad karma. Without knowing when you are doing. You know, nowadays, terrible things are happening. You will be receiving in your phone some of the messages. But that is all wrong thing. And you get agitated, angry. You also forward that message. But by not knowing the wrong, unnecessary informations to your friend circle. And what happened? Bad karma. So we have to be very, very careful. And the karma phala takes you to the next birth. When you do good work, you get good karma. In the Bhagavad Gita it says that you will born in the family of the rishis, family of the rich and cultured people. But it's bad karma, we do not know. It says in the Upanishad, Nakasya pristhite sukrite anubhutve imam lokam hinataram bhavishanti. You may get this human birth, or maybe birds, maybe reptiles, maybe animals. We do not know. So one must be very, very careful. And this rebirth. And then again, we find that Hinduism prescribed 4 practices. How to overcome these? The Hindu says there are 4 paths. They say yoga, Y-O-G-A, yoga. What is the yoga? Yoga means, okay, I'm almost 2 minutes are there, so conclude. So yoga means union with God. What is yoga? Hatha yoga we know. One gentleman, he wrote to the doctor, "Doctor, in the morning I don't get oxygen and I suffocate." Then the doctor asked, "When do you get up?" Say 8 o'clock. "Oh my God, it's too late. Before that, all the Ramdev Babaji's disciples have already taken the oxygen. So you have to get a fast." So like that is a joking. What is that yoga? We only know the Hatha yoga. No, that is the physical yoga. Yoga means union with God. How we can get union with God? First is Jnana yoga. Through understanding this world is temporary. Everything is temporary. Right from the sun down to the clump of grass, everything is temporary. All are changing. You go to any place, all changing, all changing. Look at your own body. I was a little tiny boy, baby on the lap of my mother. Then a little boy. Then a grown-up young man. Then I am old. My body is changing. My mind is changing. Then who am I? When I say I, keeping the hand on our chest, what this I? Body? No, it is changing. Mind? No, it is changing. So this ego we have to be under. No, we are not this. Then what we are? Somebody observing the changes. There must be something static which can understand the changes. And who is that static one? I. I was a baby. I was a boy. I was a young man. I is constant. Who is this I? Reflection of the super consciousness. That is I. So that is called Jnana Yoga. Bhakti Yoga, we cannot do that, but we have a wonderful Hinduism. It embraces everything. You don't understand that? No problem. There is a God. You go and embrace the God. Cry before God. As you cry before your mother, before your father, go and cry before the God. God, I don't know you, but you know me. You are all powerful. Then why I am suffering? You are cooking and then first offering to God. Whatever you are doing, you are loving God in your own way. That's why you will find the Hindus have so many, hundreds and thousands of idols, different type of idols. Whatever you like, you can do that. And after making the idols, after worshipping, we throw. Because we don't worship the idol. We worship through the idol, the supreme consciousness. Hindu never worship idols. But the millions and millions of different type of idols are there. Why? They say, Bhaktanam anukampartham brahmana rupakalpana. Brahmana, the all-pervading consciousness. I am imagining a form. And sometimes you will find in Bengal, there is the Durga with 10 hands. Same Durga in Gujarat, in Rajasthan, 6 hands. But Hindus, they accept it. And very interestingly, if you go to the south, the Murugan, the Kartikeya, he is having 2 wives. And go to the eastern Bengal, and the Kartikeya is a bachelor. But the Hindus have no problem. They worship the bachelor Kartikeya, they worship the Kartikeya with 2 wives because they know it is my imagination. I want to see my God in this way. So that is Hinduism, and it always say only one thing. The Dhyana Yoga, meditation, you all know, Karma Yoga, that you people are doing now under the guidance of there is Sri Madhusudan Saiji. The wonderful Karma Yoga that you are doing. I just went over there for 10-15 minutes to see the hospital. Excellent work that you are doing. So this is the Karma Yoga. I give, but in return, I don't want anything. I like the word. Some people were suggesting that he should be given this award, that award. But finally he said, I don't want any award. If I am doing this for some award, then it is not karma yoga. You may think to give some award, but it doesn't matter to me whether you give it or not. Karma yoga means I love to serve you, but in return, nothing I want. That is called karma yoga. And otherwise, oh, I send you the birthday card, you also send me the birthday card, I give you this gift, you also give me the gift. This is business. Shall we do the business with the God? No. This is karma yoga, is an excellent unselfishness that develops. Friends, ultimately, you have to grow in such a way that you become the givers. We are all receivers. We are begging to this man, that man, God, government, everywhere. We are only begging. Now stand up and say, I will give, but I don't want anything from anyone. Jagote Sharvada Datar Ashan Grahan Garibe, Swami Vivekananda said in Bengali. You must take the position of a giver. And then what will happen? The prayer. What prayer? One world and one family. And they pray like this. Hundreds of years before they prayed like this. Sarva staratu durgani, sarvo bhadrani pashyatu, sarva sad buddhimapnotu, sarva sarvatra nandatu. Students, do you know this? Repeat after me. Sarva staratu Durgani Sarvo Bhadrani Pashyatu Sarvasad Buddhimapnotu Sarva Sarvatra Nandatu. Hari Om. May everyone become the free from the suffering. May everyone see the auspiciousness. May everyone achieve positive ideas. May everyone, everywhere, be happy. This is, in brief, Hinduism. Thank you, friends. Thank you.
Thank you, Swamiji, for sharing your enlightening wisdom with all of us. Next, representing Christianity, we have His Eminence Cardinal Oswald Gracious, Archbishop Emeritus of Bombay. Cardinal Oswald Gracious served as the Archbishop of Bombay from 2006 until his retirement in January 2025. He has held key leadership roles, including President of the Catholic Bishops' Conference of India and the Federation of Asian Bishops' Conferences. Known for his commitment to social justice, interfaith dialogue, and reconciliation, his episcopal motto is to reconcile all things in Christ. His Eminence, Cardinal Oswald Gracious.
Thank you very much for the warm introduction and welcome. I feel very privileged to be over here participating in this World Global Religious Leaders Summit. And I want to begin with two comments without the text. The first is, this morning we had a galaxy of speakers representing different religions. And as I was hearing them, imbibing what they said, I think I could have said the same things myself as a Christian, as a Catholic. Everything, I see Rabbi over here in front of me, and every word you said, I could have said from the Psalms. My Imam from Bombay, the Muslim religion. I could have said everything that he said, and so on. Why then are we differing? One world, one family. My second comment is, I'm very happy that there are so many youth over here, because the future of the country, the future of the world is with the youth. Thank you very, very, very much for participating in this. You have the world in your hands. You can make a difference. I plead with you, do not be like us, the older generation, who did not fulfill our responsibilities sufficiently to make the world one family. Thank you once again. How did different religions begin? From earliest times, philosophers, theologians sought to find the meaning of life. There was an earnest search to seek the Supreme Being. Long periods of prayer, meditation, combined with the deep study of the teachings and writings of holy men and women down the ages, much reflection on life itself, led to the foundation of different religions. And God was part of the foundation of these religions. It's not that only mankind's search. It was God and man working together. Christians hold that Jesus is divine. Christmas commemorates the birth of Jesus in Bethlehem over 2,000 years ago. God became man to liberate us from the effects of sin. He came to give mankind freedom. The price he paid for that was his passion and death on the cross. Death could not hold him in its embrace. On the third day he rose from death, which we commemorate on Easter Sunday. This, my dear brothers, my dear sisters, my dear friends, is the core belief of all Christianity. For us Christians, the principles of living are modeled on the life of Jesus Christ, guided by his teaching. Following of the Christian religion essentially means discipleship of the person of Jesus Christ. The core of the Christian faith is not just observing a set of rules, regularly performing rituals in places of worship, but adherence to the person of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ stressed the necessity of love of God and of neighbor, rendering service to all, especially the weak and the needy, forgiveness for those who have hurt us in any way. His teachings, in spite of any difficulties, challenges, and inconvenience involved, are what we try to follow. We have to try to follow. We fail often in Christianity. The ultimate aim of Christianity is to make the world one happy, loving family. All children of God, liberated from feeling of self-centeredness and any pain and division. To give an example, our own dear Mother Teresa of Calcutta, she followed Jesus, loved Jesus, and everything she did was in imitation of Jesus, to serve people, to love people. Jesus said, love your neighbor as yourself. Love the neighbor as one family. And I ask myself, why is it that there is, when we look around the context of our world, there is war. Ukraine and Russia, continuously, where hundreds of peoples, some say thousands of peoples, are being killed every day in an senseless war. The situation in the Middle East, so much of suffering, so much of anxiety, so much of destruction of schools. People are living in hope. Can we give them that? Look at Sudan. Again, so much of suffering in senseless fratricidal conflict. This is because of lack of love, lack of understanding, lack of religion, lack of God. We are all privileged to be over here, and I've attended quite a number of interreligious meetings, and I'm so happy that we've taken humanity as a goal, one family as the goal. This can come about only if we have true love in our hearts. Understand what love, selflessness, removing ourselves from self-centeredness. I mentioned Mother Teresa. She saw a suffering person on the street whom people would not touch. Somebody asked her, Mother Teresa, at a conference I was present, what inspires you, what motivates you to give relief to these people on the streets who are revolting with maggots, bleeding, wounded? And she said, her reply, I wouldn't do it for $1 million. It's revolting. I do it for the love of Jesus. I see Jesus in them. So I see God in them. This is really what the spirit that we have got to imbibe. My sisters and brothers, there is no peace in the world. There is so much of poverty in the world in different parts. People have much more than they need, and by the side there are people who are starving. There is so much of injustice in different places. Injustice, dishonesty. If we are one family, is it possible for one brother to have much more than he needs to eat and the other goes starving? If we are one family, is it possible for one brother to ruthlessly, heartlessly cheat the other? If we are one family, then can we have one brother who has much more than he needs to dress, suits, a wardrobe, and the other lady has got no clothes to cover her back? Let's look at the climate situation. I come from the city of Mumbai, born and brought up over there. And this year, our monsoons, our rains, normally end in September, end of August, beginning of September. This year, till the first week of November, we were still continuously having rains. Didn't cause much damage, but an indication of climate change, an indication how the balance is being tilted more and more. Just last week, there was the meeting of COP30, where world leaders met in Brazil to discuss how the world can combat this climate change. Climate change, I used to think, is stealing from other brothers and sisters. Climate change is stealing from future generations what they have a right to. I would go beyond that and say climate change, misuse of the sources of the earth, is killing, depriving them of the meaning of true and a really true existence. It's not just stealing, we are depriving them of their existence. We have this meeting. At the end of this meeting, where all of us have felt one, the question is, what is the future? What do we do in the future? How do we follow up what we are all convinced about? I think that we religious leaders underestimate our own possibility of influencing policies, influencing the minds of people. I think we religious leaders get into administration sometimes and forget our real role of making the world a better place. Every religion, Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Jainism, Buddhism, Jewish religion, all are to make the world a better place. All are to make. This is a commitment, and this is a calling, this is a challenge. I think that the reason is, one is, we are not ourselves authentically living our own religion. We are not sufficiently connected with God, not sufficiently connected with ourselves. And because of that, not sufficiently connected with the others around us, not sufficiently making the world a family. This is the mortal sin of each one of us. Not feeling others as a family, not making the others as a family. I want to end my reflections by saying that love one another, love as you love yourself. Do not do unto others as you don't want to be done to yourself. These are the teachings of Jesus continuously. Haven't we heard that in different words, different languages this morning? Don't we hear that very often? We are all the same. Let us then forget our differences, concentrate on our commonalities, and start working together so that we can make the world a better place. This is the role of Christianity. This is what Jesus has told us. Thank you. God bless you.
We are grateful to His Eminence Cardinal Oswald Gracious for sharing his kind words. Next, representing Baha'i, we have Dr. A.K. Merchant. Dr. A.K. Merchant is the General Secretary, Temple of Understanding, India Foundation, and Secretary, Spiritual Assembly of Baha'i of Delhi, co-convener of the Moksha Trust. Merchant Ji is a respected scholar, authoring monographs such as Communal Harmony, India's Greatest Challenge, Hindu Dharma Evam Baha'i Dharma, and the 5 Basic Human Values and the Baha'i Faith. He has written over 300 articles on religion, human rights, education, and interfaith dialogue. Dr. A.K. Merchant Ji, please.
Dear and respected Master of Ceremonies for this session, very grateful to you for your warm and generous introduction. It was very heartening and very enlightening to listen to our 2 preceding very distinguished religious leaders, Swami Ishatmanandaji and His Eminence Cardinal Oswald Gracious. So to this, let me add, because we are talking about one world, one family. So as a Baha'i, we believe that there are 2 systems of knowledge. And it is these 2 systems of knowledge, when there is a healthy and harmonious interface, helps civilization to advance forward. In the past ages, every religion, every divine message that came to humanity in different sections of the globe helped the people of that region or that continent or subcontinent to understand the spiritual component and how to live their lives. The science was not so developed. It was still mostly inductive and deductive reasoning. We had the faculty of reason to complement the faculty of faith. But as a Baha'i, we are told that today when we see our whole globe in one perspective, surely our knowledge also has to and be enhanced. And it has grown exponentially. So the very first principle that the founder of the Baha'i faith, Baha'u'llah, which means the glory of God or the light of God, because Baha means splendor, light, or glory, he said, is the need for every human being to independently search after truth. Independently search after truth means understanding the reality of the life that surrounds you, the family in which you are born, the community in which you live, the society, the nation state, and then extending it to the entire globe. So as we have heard, today the planet is beset with intractable problems and challenges. In fact, we are pushed to the brink of global catastrophes. And as the United Nations Secretary General has said, we are just one misunderstanding, one miscalculation away from a complete global catastrophe. But based on the spiritual teachings, we know that even when there is tremendous destruction, yet there is a destiny before every human being. And it is in that belief we must repose our confidence and move forward and join with the forces of integration, forces that bring about unity, harmony, and peace. And here, thousands of people are gathered, from the young students in the schools, the junior youth, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished religious leaders, many experts, all of them, with due reverence, I bow and appeal that let us independently search after truth, let us independently assess the reality of our times, and you will discover that yes, religious teachings, dharmic teachings as a system of knowledge should help us to understand our humanity and all of these wonderful attributes of forgiveness, love, peace, compassion, kindness, humility, service. All of these actually are stemming from that understanding. And the second system of knowledge, which as it developed, from the mid-18th century onwards, as the Industrial Revolution gathered momentum, this branch of knowledge also took immense leaps and has taken us to such heights. But unfortunately, since it was not complemented by the spiritual and religious teachings, it has also brought about immense destruction, misery, pain, and suffering. So this system of knowledge called science, which has given us our technology, today it has once again overwhelmed us with what we call the artificial intelligence. If humans do not program themselves to manifest their humanity, all of these wonderful attributes and virtues, then it is artificial intelligence which will so overwhelm you that you will be, I don't know what will be the consequence. Consequences we don't know. But a very interesting thing happened. As artificial intelligence became a worldwide phenomenon, there was in the month of January at the Vatican a gathering of the Abrahamic religious representatives with the corporates who created these artificial intelligence systems, the chatbots. And they came up with a document called the Rome Call. And a few months later, in the year 2024, other religious communities also said that yes, this phenomenal new technology has to have an ethical dimension, a spiritual component to it. And in Hiroshima, in July 2024, all the other religions, they joined with the Abrahamic religions and they endorsed the call of Rome. At that time, it was Holy Father Pope Francis who spearheaded through his pontifical agencies to have this document in place. So we see how when human beings desire to work together, they can come together. Even in the peak of Cold War, Soviet Union and United States, the one place they could cooperate was in the outer space. On the ground, they were just on the brink to bomb us out of existence. And yet, so Baha'is believe that independent search after truth, understanding the reality, has to be complemented by the fact that religious truth is not absolute. It is progressive and continuous. Just as science acknowledges, had we remained hooked to the Newtonian paradigm, we could not have reached. Had we remained simply hooked to the Einsteinian paradigms of whatever theories of relativity, and then came the quantum physics and a whole new range of scientific and physical theories and laws and principles, we would not have made progress. So every person must realize their spiritual reality is their true humanity, and the physical dimension or the material aspects of our lives are actually to be met once we understand our ethical responsibilities. But it's very unfortunate today, one reason for huge amount of conflicts is the immense inequalities, tremendous amount of injustice, tremendous amount of, division and violence in the name of who you are. You're born in a developed country, you are born with a fair skin, or you're with a dark skin. So, in one sense, in a recent message of the World Governing Council of the Baha'is, which is called the Universal House of Justice, and it's based in what the Abrahamic religions call the Holy Land, the city of Haifa, they wrote, "Our world has entered the dark heart of an age of fundamental change. Today, whoever has come to the Satya Sai Grama has experienced a very profound change, and they have seen how the three pillars of nutrition, of health, and education, all so interrelated, and the transformative powers. So there are other aspects to it, because unless and until you have structures founded on the principles of justice and fairness, because individual relationship is based on love and forgiveness. Any person you love and you're willing to forgive, you can never be enemies. But when it comes to nation states, can you work on the principle of love and forgiveness between two nation states? You need the foundation of justice. You need the rule of law. So there are, over the many decades, from the first treaty called the Magna Carta Treaty, and over so many decades, even after many wars, we have come up with a huge range of international treaties, statements, protocols, conventions. Yet, enforcing them has been a big challenge, because these documents were created divorced of the ethical, spiritual foundations. And here, when all the religions together got to come up with a document to address the uncertainties that have been thrown up by artificial intelligence, if they are truly committed, then you will ensure that poverty, the misery, the daily drudgery of struggle for existence can be removed. The world is not, it has finite resources, no doubt, but it is not short of resources to ensure the well-being of every human being. And therefore, Baha'u'llah said, the well-being of humankind, its peace and security are unattainable unless and until its unity is firmly established. And so, at present, we are living in a world that is yet to embrace its interdependence. We talk about unity, we talk about love, but do we really accept the principles of interdependence? So actually the world is transiting from the polarization situation to that concept of interdependence, and that is only possible when you bring into play the principles of justice and fairness. And it is, again, the responsibility of all the nation states. And the other very important thing they mention, they say that this age of fundamental change has never been experienced in the past in all of the human history, the tumultuous history of humankind. Because the peoples of whatever race, caste, creed, class, nation, or religion are being challenged to subordinate all lesser loyalties. Today, identity crisis is also a cause of a lot of violence and injustice. We have to subordinate all lesser loyalties and limiting identities to our oneness as citizens of one single planet, which is our homeland. So I've already mentioned that in the words of Baha'u'llah, when he said the earth is but one country, which Sadhguru Madhusudan Sai also reiterated, he has seen it, how at the Baha'i Lotus Temple, the concept of the oneness of the divinity, supreme divinity, by whatever name, even in our interfaith discourse, I'm still oftentimes puzzled and confused that we talk about the oneness of divinity, we talk about one God, one creator, one supreme being who governs, who directs the affairs of not only this planet, but there are umpteen number of other planets and solar systems and Milky Ways and galaxies. So, but to make it possible for us, we relate to a God who can be personalized. A scientist relates to God when he sees the forces of the universe, the nature, the laws of physics, and he acknowledges. A mystic, deep into meditation, realizes that divinity, and it sometimes does not stay for too long. In those moments of deep meditation, you experience that profound oneness. So the oneness of our Creator is clearly proclaimed. The oneness of all religions, because as I explained, religion is one, it is progressive and continuous. It cannot become static. Today, one reality before us is that every religion has got fragmented. And many religions are still hooked to an old paradigm. They have to be forward-looking. So the oneness of all religions is very paramount. And so you have so many spiritual movements which have brought in scientific principles, and even they have brought in cultural dimensions to ensure that the followers, their belief is kept alive, and the young generation finds some resonance with what they are experiencing in the outer world. And the third is the oneness of humankind. It's so easier to say it. One world, one family. But the ground reality, if I belong to a certain family, a certain caste, would I be ready to marry my daughter to another person whom I identify as another caste? Or if I belong to a particular race, would I be willing to give my son or daughter in marriage to a person who, for all the years, all the decades, I have been brainwashed to think is inferior? It's a big challenge, easier to say. So identity crisis is there. And so when it comes to the intractable problems, it has already been mentioned, but I may just list. The crucial need of the present hour is to identify the conceptual and practical steps that will lay the foundation of a just and peaceful global order, effectively addressing the problems now convulsing human affairs. Our human affairs are tossed. Yes, I will surely complete within the next 2 minutes. And I just list the 8 basic problems crushing poverty amidst vast sections of the world's population. 1% sometimes have 60, 70, 50% of the country's asset. I can analyze that, but no time. Second is oppression and exploitation of women and the minority groups. Today, how in India, when we say women on the one hand, a goddess, Devi, and yet, next day you see in the paper, a child, girl child, raped, molested, a woman insecure to walk home from the market. What kind of a civilization or society are we living in? And if, what is this minority business and majority business? We are one people. So, third is intractable conflict among nations and peoples. It was already mentioned. All these wars, if you even just blindfold your eyes and put your finger on the world map, you will see that there are at least about 60 to 70 places on earth where there is conflict raging non-stop. One of the things that I always loved when I was a child is when I got a ball. And this ball is a very important thing, the globe. As I became older, today we are here from 100 countries, and I always carry a world map. I always carry a map of India. So wherever I go, it helps me to identify and appreciate the person who has come from a far-off land or speaks a language I don't know or has a cultural identity which is new to me, so that I can learn about the celebration of diversity. I know the time is up. The next one is disruption of global ecosystems. So beautifully, His Eminence Cardinal Gracias has explained this. The fifth is the breakdown of vital social bonds. In most Western countries, I found that the institution of marriage has collapsed. And so the children often go astray because their parents are not willing to give them the kind of love, affection, and care. So, but there are still many wonderful families. The next is the erosion of standards of decency. I've already referred to it. Seventh is the religious intolerance. Though we may talk about tolerance, and every year the United Nations celebrates 16th of November as the International Day of Tolerance. In fact, all the 365 days, they have got some UN designation. And the last is the disruptive technologies, and I've already referred to what artificial intelligence is going to do. I'm just coming actually from an international conference on cyber law, cyber crime, cyber security. So I know that my time is up, and I'd just like to close with two small prayers which we offer for all of humankind. And many of the non-governmental organizations that I serve, we serve in the area of health, we serve in the area of education, we serve in the area of providing nutrition to those who are deprived. Although there is, of course, the government agencies itself. In India, 810 million people are being provided free rations as per the government statements. I know time is up. I'd like to offer this prayer for unity and another small prayer for healing. The world needs unity. The world needs healing. O my God, unite the hearts of thy servants and reveal to them thy great purpose. May they follow thy commandments and abide in thy law. Help them, O God, in their endeavor and grant them strength to serve thee. O God, leave them not to themselves, but guide their steps by the light of thy knowledge and cheer their hearts by thy love. Verily, thou art the helper and the Lord. Thy name is my healing, O my God, and remembrance of thee is my remedy. Nearness to thee is my hope, and love for thee is my companion. Thy mercy to me is my healing and my succor in both this world and in the world to come. Thou, verily, art the all-bountiful, the all-knowing, the all-wise. Once again, with a deep sense of gratitude, I offer my sincere thanks to have this bounty and blessing to be with all of you at the Satya Sai Grama on the occasion of the 100th anniversary of Bhagwan Satya Sai Baba, who had come to our lotus temple just about a few months before the Samadhi. At that time, I was also responsible in an administrative way. And he had a great privilege, though his health was not too good, so he couldn't come to the information center, but we had prayers together, and these prayers were said in his presence. And to Sadhguru Madhusudan Sai for such a wonderful setting. And this he's managed to replicate in different ways in some 27 places around the world. And may this great service grow from strength to strength, and may we all, shoulder to shoulder, hand in hand, step by step, walk together and make this world a better and happier place. With salutations to all of you and deep gratitude.
Thank you, Dr. Merchantji, for sharing your wisdom with all of us. We are very grateful to all our speakers for being here and gracing this occasion with their presence. We now invite Sri R.K. Subramanya, Trustee, Prashanti Balamandira Trust, to extend a token of gratitude and appreciation. Swami Ishatmananda ji. His Eminence Cardinal Dr. Oswald Gracious, His Eminence Cardinal Dr. Oswald Gracious, Dr. A.K. Barchanji, Now we'll have a panel discussion by the representatives of Hinduism, Christianity, and Baha'i. And Rabbi Adar Glick will moderate the session. Rabbi Adar Glick began his tenure at Temple Har Zion in August 2015. He was ordained in May 2015 by the Ziegler School of Rabbinic Studies of American Jewish University in Los Angeles. During ordination, he received the 2015 Jacob Pressman Award in Homiletics. Born in Jerusalem, Rabbi Adar Glick grew up in the Old City and also in the south of France. And he has lived in England, Canada, and India. And he's also the son of Rabbi Yoel Glick, who spoke this morning in the inaugural session. I invite a moderator for this session, Rabbi Adar Glick. Introducing the panel members, Dr. Agus Indra Udayana, founder Ashram Gandhipuri. She's a Padma Shri awardee. Dr. Agus Indra Udayana is a distinguished Hindu spiritual leader from Bali, Indonesia, and the founder of Ashram Gandhipuri. Raja Yogini, Dr. Binni Sareen, founder and president, Awakening Spirituality Global Initiative for Peace and Well-being. She's a renowned spiritual leader, peace ambassador, and management consultant associated with the Brahma Kumaris for over 25 years and has trained officers in India's security forces, the CRPF, the Indian Army, and the BSF in meditation, stress management, and positive leadership. Swami Anubhavananda Ji, founder of Sadbhavana Trust, a spiritual organization that promotes the joyful mantra, be happy. A direct disciple of Swami Chinmayananda Ji, he formerly served as an acharya at the Sandipani Sadhanalaya in Mumbai. Most Reverend Dr. Peter Machado, the Metropolitan Archbishop of Bangalore, the seventh shepherd of the Archdiocese of Bangalore, and ordained as a priest on December 8, 1978 for the Diocese of Kava. He was later appointed Bishop of Belagavi by Pope Benedict XVI in 2016. During his 12 years of service there, he led significant pastoral, educational, and social initiatives, establishing churches and institutions that uplifted communities and supported the underprivileged. In 2018, Archbishop Machado was elevated to lead the Archdiocese of Bangalore. Known for his simplicity, dedication, and compassion for the marginalized, he has championed programs to ease the suffering of the poor. Pastor Samuel Sikapizie is a visionary humanitarian leader from the Republic of Zambia, devoted to transforming the life of vulnerable children and young adults. Born in Dola, he received his early training at Rhema Bible College in South Africa, where he nurtured his passion for service and leadership. Mr. Elliot Vanston, representing the Church of England and Wales. Father Elliot Vanston is the mission advisor for the Catholic Bishops' Conference of England and Wales. He speaks and writes regularly on evangelization, parish life, and the role of Eucharist in enabling mission. He has contributed to national church resources such as Advent Reflections and the Dies Domini series. Dr. Devdas Singha is a respected figure in the Baha'i community, known for his pioneering service and leadership. He has served as an auxiliary board member, traveling across regions like Manipur to deepen and strengthen local Baha'i communities. His life and contributions have been documented in a Bangla language video series, Banglar Baha'i, pioneering story of Dr. Devdas Singha. Mrs. Anita Arvind, she has been an active voice in community building initiatives, particularly those that promote unity, equality, and spiritual empowerment, principles that lie at the heart of Baha'i teachings. Through her work with Baha'i community circles, youth engagement projects, and interfaith dialogues, she has consistently embodied the Baha'i belief in the oneness of humanity and the importance of constructive social action. Dr. Jiten Mishra is a teacher, educator, thinker, mediator, writer, and independent researcher. Though professionally he is a lawyer by profession, he devotes most of the time in imparting value education to the young adults and children. Dr. Mishra is a life member of Baha'is Community of India. And ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome all the panelists for the panel discussion of Hinduism, Christianity, and Baha'i, and moderated by Rabbi Adir Glick.
Esteemed assembly, extremely revered panelists, Sri Madhusudan Sai, my respected father and teacher who spoke earlier, the other Rabbi Glick, and students. And really, we are all students. We are all learning. We have a saying in Judaism, Ezehu Chacham, who is wise? The one who learns from every person. And this is what we're doing here. We're learning from each other. We have an image that we use often in interfaith dialogue of truth, one truth, being like a body of water, a pond, and each person approaches and drinks from their perspective. And one person calls it jal, one person calls it pani, one person calls it water, one person calls it maim, one person calls it niru. And then we have another, even more common image that we use, and that is of the mountain. That there's one mountain and we're all taking different paths up the same mountain. But the problem with this image is if I'm on the different side of the mountain to you, we only meet at the top. And only at the end of the journey do we actually meet. We don't have the pleasure of talking, of exchanging, of being together through all of it. And so maybe one time in the past, it was okay that the paths did not cross. But in our day and age, all the paths are crisscrossing. All the paths are coming into contact with each other. And if in the past, each people waited at the base of the mountain to go up their individual path, in their silo, in our days, more and more, it feels as if all of humanity is at the base of the mountain and saying, show me the way, show me the way. So we're going to have a discussion, and we'll begin by asking a question to each of the panelists. I have 1 to 2 minutes each, and then we'll open up for conversation afterwards. But my question to begin our conversation is, what is the next step for humanity to realize that we are one family? I'd like to begin with our beloved Risiputra.
Om Swastiastu. This is our greeting from Bali. I just little answer is about from the Mahatma Gandhi. Na tuaham kamaye rajam, na swarga na punarbhavam, kamaye dukataptanam, praninam artina sanam, twameva mata, chapita twameva, twameva bandhu, sasaka twameva, twameva vidya, dravinam twameva, twameva sarvam, mama deva deva, twameva sarvam, guru deva deva. Next step to the humanity. As the Hindu background, we are transformed our life as a human to be God. Like Sadhguru yesterday's speech, and today also the Swamiji. Each person is potentially divine. We are all divine. Therefore, for us, how we change, how we are transformed as the human, how learn, grow, and serve. This is the best way, like all of you. Sadhguru give you scholarship here for study in a medical college. But after complete study, back to the village, serve in the village for 5 years. That is same in my experience to my Santisena in Ashram Gandhipuri. We give them scholarship study, all free of course, same, but in the small way, of course. Same way. Only when you come to the poorest, when you have success, back to the village. Therefore, the ideal of Mahatma Gandhi, Amara Mantra, Jai Jagat, Amara Tantra, Gram Swaraj. our country, it's freedom. When the village is totally free also. Freedom. Actually, every one of us, our soul is very pure. We want to do serve to the society in the best way we can do. We know God give something to us, but actually not for us, because God give maybe blessing more than the people, because we know how to use our thing, our grace from God to the society. That is the answer, the small answer to you.
Wonderful, thank you. Thank you for sharing that beautiful vision of sharing grace as the way to oneness. I'd like to turn now to Dr. Bini Sarin.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. 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 First of all, I would like to give my multi-million time gratitude and congratulations to our very respected Pujya Sadguru Madhusudan Sai Ji, also our Bhagwan Satya Sai Ji, because due to this 100 days celebrations is really an opportunity we are here, and such a great time to discuss on the topic of one world family and humanity. I feel that the word Om itself is giving us an inspiration that how we can become an embodiment to serve the humanity. Om word is also Sobhagya, fortune, A, U, and Ma. A means Acharan, action power. U means Ucharan, word power. Ma means Manan, mind power. When we pay attention or practice spirituality and meditation in our day-to-day life, we become embodiment and messengers of humanity in our lives. This is something I am sharing with my experience, that I got connected with Brahma Kumaris when I was 7 years old in Mount Abu. And then I have realized that how in our day-to-day life we can practice meditation every day. And from that age, I'm practicing meditation, and I have learned so much today through the blessings of Sadhguru and galaxy of panelists here. But I would like to share that humanity is from inside to outside. First of all, it is very, very important that if we really want to be human, human word in Hindi is also very beautiful. Human means Manavta. Manavta means man. Man means Samman, respect. First, when we give respect to the self, then we can also give the respect to others, whosoever they are doing, whatever is their background, whatever is their responsibility, whatever is their religion, then humanity is becoming very, very universal. So I feel that in our day-to-day life, it is very, very important. First step is self-awareness. I'm not going in detail of that because all of you are learned here. Self-awareness, who am I, from where the humanity starts, because the humanity is the core value of the soul, S-O-U-L, source of unique light, because it is within. This is the quality of the self, the soul. So self-awareness, the more I am having the self-awareness, then the self-respect is going to increase. When self-respect is going to increase, there will be automatically self-introspection. The more self-introspection is there, then there will be self-realization. And then comes the self-empowerment when we practice. First, inside getting up in the morning, I feel when we get up 3:30, 4 o'clock, in meditation, the humanity that touches our soul, and then we give the meditation vibrations not only where we are living, but to the world, because the humanity is suffering right now. So it is very, very important. Let us start from the thoughts. When our thoughts are full of humanity, love, compassion, and peace, automatically it will be going to flow in our feelings, in our expressions, in our words, and in our actions. So whosoever they are, when we look at each and others, looking at their soul, we realize that individual being in the costume of any color, any religion, whosoever they are human being. Human word is derived from Latin language, humus, and being is the soul. So this is what the feeling of looking at each other, their being, the soul, it becomes so universal, and we love each other, we see the qualities in each other, and then it becomes one world, one family. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Serene, for sharing meditation as the vehicle to oneness and as practice taking us to the lived experience. Now, His Holiness Swami Anubhavadanandaji, I'd like to add to the question to you, how can the teaching of Advaita be that vehicle to take humanity towards the oneness?
Before I start, I must congratulate you suffering silently from 8:30 onwards. This is the punishment of being good. Relax, man, relax. I'll play my happy mantra. Listen carefully and practice in life. You get everything.
Life is a time pass. क्या फर्क पड़ता है? कोई दिक्कत नहीं, पता नहीं. जो धारी राय सो भारी राय. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. देखो सुनो मत बोलो. Wherever, whenever, whatever you are, be 100%. करे नाटक, किसी को आओ मत कहो. किसी को जाओ मत कहो. कुछ पाना ना कुछ खोना. Who asked you live at zero complaint level? मौज में रहो, be happy.
Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha. Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. One world, one family. But which one? See? There are two ones. One is the universal one. One is the individual one. See? So, the universal one is common and the individual one is uncommon. For example, earth is one, then water is one, fire is one, air is one, space is one, life is one, foolishness is one, joy is one. See? But what happens? In this absolute one, we start drawing lines. Like earth is one, then we draw lines. This is America, North America. This is South America. This is India. This is Europe. So we are all talking about one, but which one? This barrier which is created by us has to be dissolved. And this barrier is not created by God. What is God's creation? In Sanskrit we call it Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana Dharma means what? Applicable to everything in the creation. For example, scientifically speaking, the law of gravity. I am a strong Indian. I don't like Britishers. They have created law of gravity. Newtonananda Maharaj. I don't believe in him. And therefore, I go on the 10th floor and jump. Will that law not apply on me? See, similarly, is it applied only to the human beings or to everything in the creation? See? Is it that I'm sorry, I didn't know law of gravity and therefore, no. This is the Sanatana Dharma, common for everybody. It is not separate. Like, Hindus have got the horns on the head and Muslims have got a tail at the back. No. Body-wise we are all one. Mind-wise we are all one. Everything is one. One example I'll tell you. One of my very good Catholic couple in some hill station. They never came for my talks. But they were a very good friend. He was a taxi driver and his wife Catherine, I used to call her Kathy. And I used to love them because they used to give me good tea, good coffee. The only reason. One day, when I was going for my talk, he crossed me on the way. He said, hey, he used to call me Sadhu Baba. Sadhu Baba, stop. So I stopped. What happened? Hey, your Kathy is delivering a baby this afternoon. So please bless. I said, okay, blessing. Take free download as much as you want. Then evening, when I went for my talk, he was standing outside the lecture hall and crying. I said, hey, what happened? His name was Enoch. I said, Enoch, what happened? Hamidi, your Kathy is bleeding profusely. What to do? I said, call her mother, father, uncle, somebody and take their blood, it will match and give. No. They say in our religion, we cannot give blood to others. I said, come on, yaar, pray to Lord Jesus and ask him that my blood should match with her. God willing, it did. So I gave the blood whatever required and she survived. After 15 days, I went to see her. I said, hey, dear Kathy, how are you? She said, Sadhu Baba, thank you so much. I don't know how to thank you. I said, now my question you answer. Bottle Catholic, liquor Hindu, who are you? Friends, life-wise we are all one. The moment we are identified with the body, we become separate. So what is real being one? A rise above the individuality. And that can happen only when actions are dropped and experiences are respected. Take for example, when we do something, any action will begin, remain for some time and end after some time. But when something is, it never begins, it never ends. For example, a boy and a girl, they love each other. So they say, Swamiji, we have fallen in love. So what will I say? Sorry, you fallen in love. What happened? Now we got married. Another tragedy. Never mind. Because love has become an action. I love her. So love became action. Now the mother also has love for the child. Will the mother ever fall in love, or she will rise in love? Therefore, to discover one world, one family, we have to rise above the action associated with I, but an expression of I-less expression. So that interaction with the world where I is not developed is the real one world and the real one family. Therefore, differences are beautiful, but to differentiate on account of the differences is the height of foolishness. For example, my teeth are different from my tongue. Sometime it must be happening to you also. The teeth bite the tongue. Will the tongue say, now somebody has to go to dentist, you are going to be thrown out, you have given me trouble? No, because differences are experienced, but differentiation is not done. If this we recognize, then nobody is holy and nobody is unholy. Everybody is same expression of the divinity. Therefore, Sanatana Dharma is not differentiating like the science doesn't differentiate. The physics laws are not different for different people. They are one. Similarly, Sanatana Dharma is neither have a beginning nor have a person. It is based on the principle. Can we say physics belongs to this particular scientist? No. Everybody has been contributing. Exactly. Sanatana Dharma is that which gives this message. One world, one family. And in this, everything is included and nothing is excluded. And therefore, here there are no too much of do's and don'ts. You may go to temple, doesn't matter. You may not go, never mind. You follow Krishna, very good. You follow Rama, never mind. It makes no difference. Because ekam sat vipra bahuda vadanti. So that sat, if we recognize, then we can understand what is the meaning of one world and one family. Thank you very much for not sleeping.
Thank you, revered Swamiji. And I would like to just restate the rules for our panel, because I know that what's standing between all of you and lunch is all of us. So I'd like to, if we can, keep it 1, 2, 3 minutes. And now I'd like to turn to His Holiness Dr. Machado.
Yeah, I'm very happy, and first of all, I'm very grateful also for this opportunity of being invited here in this august gathering, and to think that I'm meeting 12 religion people here, and all on the same mind, same soul, same expression as such. I'm very grateful for the organizers for inviting me, and it was such a spiritual experience with Our Holiness Sadhguru to be here for this program. One world, one family. A beautiful concept. And a concept that perhaps goes beyond our thinking itself. As Swamiji said just now, we are used to be one, limiting ourselves to this small sort of this one. but one world, one family. The whole world is a family. It's a beautiful expression. Our moderator asked a question, perhaps, what could be the next step for us, or rather the next step for humanity as such? I personally believe that attempts like this should be continued in spite of a lot of difficulties, perhaps the wrong perceptions, biases, prejudices among us, but still we can go ahead. As our sister said, the first important thing I think is an introspection, rather to think where we are, what are we doing, what are we aiming at. And once we do the introspection as such, we can imagine and say and appreciate the positive things among us. The positive things among us. There are so many positive things. We are all human beings. If I am sick today, if I need blood, I don't go for only Christian blood. I don't go for the Swiss one. I have to go to take anyone who is giving me blood as such. If I am sick, or rather if I have got cancer, I don't go to a Christian doctor to be healed. I have to be universal. Therefore, first of all, we have to appreciate and put together the things that can unite us. You know, there are more things that unite us than divide us. Unfortunately, we focus on that divisions among us and we forget that we can be one. Secondly, the divisions may be there. My way of praying may be different, your scripture may be different, but that does not matter. Ultimately, the goal of our spiritual search is to search for God. To search for God. And if I have found God, I will surely call you, I will call everyone else to meet Him, because it's a great experience for me. So in that sense, I think we have to appreciate the positive things among us, bring together what unites us, and make a little, perhaps, introspection of that which divides us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing to our attention how the difficulties of our day and age also bring us together as we face everything happening in our world. We turn now to Pastor Sam.
Thank you so much. And I applaud all the students for staying in and being focused. It tells me as a leader that you have what it takes to change the world. And we are counting on you. To answer the question, what is the next stage in humanity? I think as leaders, we have a responsibility to set the stage, to communicate, and to show example of what life ought to be. As a leader, I have a responsibility and a passion to the young people, and I'm talking to the students here gathered here. You have what it takes to learn and create a better place for the rest of the world. And in learning and becoming one world, one family, we have to be a particular and certain people. You cannot just say statements to the world and expect the world to change. No, you can't. The world wants to see authentic leadership at work. People that genuinely love. People that genuinely care. You cannot fool a child. A child knows what genuine love is. Even from a baby, even before they begin to see and to talk, they can see love. How else are we faking love to the rest of the world? You young people, when you watch television, you are actually wondering, what are the leaders doing? Our next step to humanity is authentic leadership. We as leaders have a responsibility to showcase and to show to our young people what leadership ought to be. It's leadership that changes the world. In my country, we have a saying. It's saying, imiti ikula empanga. The trees that grow becomes the bushes. If we're looking for the bush, you are the tree, and we have to nurture you and give you the nutrition and what it takes to become that forest that we all desire. To answer the question, humanity can only be attained if we as leaders become authentic in our leadership, communicate the right leadership and the right words and set all the ingredients together that brings about true humanity. On this stage, the word Ubuntu has been talked about so many times. And the second statement that has been talked so many times is, I am because you are. A person can only be a person through other people. But the question remains, what kind of a person are you to become another person to another person? So this is what we're trying to uncover today. True and authentic leadership is needed to bring about true humanity.
Maybe our future leadership is sitting right before us right now. Now I'll turn to Mr. Elliot Vanstone.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Rabbi. Well, it's firstly just to say it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much again to Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai for the invitation. It's a real honor to be here. And secondly, it's also a pleasure to be in the room. The last time I spoke to you all, I was a lot bigger and on one of those screens, which I am again now, but it's a lot lighter background. It's not 3 o'clock in the morning in London. So it's a pleasure to be here with you all. I think my answer to the question is threefold, really. Where do we go as humanity? Acknowledging our shared humanity first is a big one. I echo what Rabbi Yoel said earlier. We believe that every person was made in the image and likeness of God. And from this belief, love and service flows from that. And I think if we can acknowledge that, that's so important. Jesus expressed in St. Matthew's Gospel, whatever you did for the least of my brothers and sisters, you did for me. So if we believe that Christ is present, then humanity comes before politics, ideology, and most importantly, it comes before difference. And that's really important moving forward. When we put humanity first, we do more than compassion. We affirm that every human, no matter what their color, their creed, their religion, their socio-economic status, we think that people are worthy of our love, and that leads us closer to God, and that's really important to remember. The second thing is youth. I echo what a couple of my panelists have said, and as often the youngest person on most panels I'm on when it comes to dialogue of any kind. The young people in the room are really important. When I first started working for the Catholic Bishops' Conference, I was 23, and an advisor said to me, "You'll be in this room in 50 years' time. What do you want to see happening in that room?" So to all the young people in the room now, you are going to be in this room in 50 years' time. What do you want that room to look like? And then go out and do that. Go out and make that room look like what you want it to look like. The future's in our hands. We're the young people. Pope John Paul II said, "Humanity is in urgent need of the witness of free and courageous young people who dare to go against the tide." What's happening here is going against the tide. This isn't happening everywhere. This is an anomaly. This is unique. But most importantly, this is special. And you young people sat here today, you have the chance to grow what's happening here, some of the great work that's going on. And I'd really encourage you to do so. And then the third point is acts of service. Whereabouts does our service come from? If you're going out and you're feeding the homeless, but with one hand you're feeding the homeless, and in your other hand you're holding your phone and you're recording it to put on social media, you're not doing that for the right reasons. You're not doing that for the true love in your heart. You're doing it for clicks. You're doing it for likes. What's happening here isn't happening for clicks. It's not happening for likes. It's happening for a full self-kenosis of love. That's what I believe is happening here. And that's what needs to happen moving forward. It's really, really important that we share, and we share for the reasons of the heart. We share for the reasons of love. We share for the reasons of service. And if we can do that, then we can engage in a shared humanity. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your message of one heart, one humanity. We now turn to our Baha'i delegation. Dr. Singh.
I was thinking like that today if we look at the world, the peoples are really very much tired of talking. Should I speak? I'm asking permissions. You are not tired? Although I am not a very good educated fellow or good orator, but I can speak little bit which I understand in my life, why the peoples of the world is not coming together. Why there are so many differences. Although every one of us, we say we are one, then I understand because peoples are barriered and different from each other due to so many prejudices and superstitions. What kind of prejudices? First of all, that I know everything. Everyone knows, but I know everything. My religion, all religion is good, but my religion is the best religion. My language is the best language. My culture is the best culture. My political party is the best political party, which is really, you know all. So like this, mine, but sometimes we are telling, well, fine, I believe in and all, okay? So these are all the prejudices. And there are superstitions, you all know. I no need of talking too much about it, or you really do investigate what actually makes us separate from each other. Another thing that I know, say not, which you doest not. When I enter this place, I enter the different arena of my life. Yes, I am a Baha'i. I did a lot of sacrifice. I am in the history book. People are talking like that. I am an educationist. But truly, what this Madhusudan ji did here, how the brilliant faces, the youth, the beaming with joy and serving, I really, utterly, I am really utterly born. I love you all really. And I remember when I was a young, I did a lot of works, but I did not have that much patience as you have today. So I up. So, if we want to come together, fulfilling the visions of one world, one family, we have to eradicate all kinds of prejudices and superstitions from the tablets of our hearts. As here, you all are doing. I do not want to speak more. When you do that, believe me, the oneness of mankind, oneness of religion, oneness of God, one world, one family, everything will be possible. Thank you so much.
Putting others first.
Good evening to everybody. सबकी शक्लों को देख के लग रहा है कि भूख बहुत ज़ोर से लगी हुई है और ये कब ख़त्म होगा, कब खाना खाएंगे. Anyway, I will not take long because it will be again a repetition. I'll start with the repetition, worthy of repetition, what Dr. A.K. Merchant had already told in many words, that Baha'u'llah said that this world is one country and mankind, humankind, its citizens. But you know, I will add to it, when a child is born, he is born as a human, irrespective of, he does not know he's born to Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Sikh, Baha'i, he's just born as a human. And humanity is an extension of the word humanity, human. Even in the dictionary, the human word is the first and humanity comes later. So it starts at the micro level, from your home. When the father does not transgress the rights of a child, son or daughter, and vice versa, if the children don't transgress the rights of parents and they do their duties and rights, everybody else, it starts from there. You don't immediately, you're born and you go out and talk to people. It's by and by, gradually and gradually, you learn by and by, and then you go out. If you're trained in your house nicely, and your basic teacher, like the mother's womb is the best teacher. And then if that is where they say you should read good books, see good things to mothers and good holy writings, so your child becomes a good human being. So then when you go out, then you practice humanity. If you forcibly practice, it is actually a word practice. Otherwise it comes inborn. You are used to that from your childhood. You are used to that. And now, to sum up, I will not talk long. Like I said, all of us must be very hungry. I'll say एक शेर सुनाती हूँ उर्दू का, हिंदी का. जब लोग तंग आ जाते हैं, ये धर्म, वो धर्म, ये धर्म, तो कहते हैं चलो एक बार एक नया मजहब बनाया जाए. चलो फिर से एक बार नया मजहब बनाया जाए, जहाँ इंसान को इंसान बनाया जाए. कोई जवाब नहीं, कोई रिस्पॉन्स नहीं. मैं अगली 2 लाइन बोलूँगी नहीं. चलो एक नया मजहब बनाया जाए, जहां इंसान को इंसान बनाया जाए. अगर तुझको रोटी ना मिले, काबिले गौर है ये लाइन, अगर तुझको रोटी ना मिले तो मुझसे भी कुछ खाया ना जाए. I'll sum up with that. Thank you so much. This is humanity. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Dr. Mishra.
Friends, I apologize that I am not a scholar as all these co-panelists are sitting here. I am a student of law, I am a student of philosophy, I am a student of religion. I keep on researching, studying, reading, and learning from all others that you sit here. Maybe by mistake they put my name here. Anyway, I just have a simple question to ask to all the co-panelists and all the people who are sitting here. The question is very simple. What was the purpose of God in creating all the religions? Is God happy by departmentalization of the religions? You see? We know the answer, but we don't say actually. Departmentalization or the compartmentalization is never good. It's against the principle of unison. So any idea that obstructs unity, any idea that does not promote oneness is not healthy for humanity. Any idea promoting my own identity, promoting my own caste, creed, religion, culture, school of philosophy is not healthy for humanity. The young people sitting here, they are the future of the world. The old people don't change. They embrace their own school of thought. The co-panelists have already said before, they promote their own ideas. They stay in their room and they say, everyone is good, but then I am the best. You see? This does not promote oneness. If we want to promote oneness of the divinity, we have to find the way, the ideas that promote that oneness. And we all know those ideas, but we don't do it. So it is better and high time that we change ourselves and promote those ideas of oneness without any kind of rituals, without any kind of promoting any single identity, any school of thought, the promoting oneness of humanity, promoting Sanathana as it was called before, eternal. Everything is eternal. God's creation is eternal. We are all temporary. So therefore, we have to remember this will go on. Continuity of the creation will go on and on and on. We will not be there. We are temporary. Why do we promote permanence in ourselves? Why do we think that whatever I say, that will stay forever? And that carries a lot of weight. The moment it goes away, we will promote oneness. Thank you so much.
Since God is one, we need to all work towards the oneness, to know God. So we've been talking about lunch a lot, so I'm getting hungry myself. So I think we will conclude the panel with a very quick question. So last night, Sri Madhusudan Sai said, we're one world, one family, and the family has values. So what are the values of our family, of our world family? So maybe do a very quick, just a few seconds, if anybody wants to say one value that they think is so important for our world going forward, for our family values.
Everybody should together?
Sure, one after the other. Go ahead. Go ahead, Swamiji.
Only one thing, be happy. Don't justify you are miserable. If you are happy, you don't make anybody miserable. If you are miserable, you don't like happy people. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. For these students and the total our Sai Gram, just 2 lines I have written for the humanity, what you are actually doing, and congratulations to all the youth. Clap for you. See in Hindi actually. मानवता की राह पर चलो मंजिलें खुद मिल जाएंगी, रोशन दिलों की दुनिया में नफरतें खुद सिमट जाएंगी, दया और करुणा जहाँ बसती है वहीं सच्ची इबादत होती है, मानव सेवा में जो दिल लग जाए उससे बड़ी कोई राहत नहीं होती है, उससे बड़ी कोई राहत नहीं होती है। उससे भी बड़ी बात इंसानियत में ये है कि जो दिलों में प्यार के दीपक जलाए, जो दिलों में प्यार के दीपक जलाए, ईश्वर भी कहते हैं कि मानवता का दामन थाम लो तो मानव से तुम देवता बन जाओ, मानव से तुम देवता बन जाओ। ईश्वर की सबसे बड़ी पूजा वही होती है जब हम दूसरों को राहत व सुकून पहुंचाते हैं, जब दूसरों को राहत व सुकून पहुंचाते हैं। ऐसा ही आप सब कर रहे हैं। धन्यवाद।
I think for me, a value that I think we should all practice is persistence when it comes to family life. As I'm sure we all know, at times will it be difficult? Absolutely. At times will we make mistakes? 100%. At times will we have people that disagree with us and disagree with what we're doing? 100%. But we have to be persistent because we know in our hearts that we're on the right path. And if every day we just take one small step towards that direction, then we're going in the right way. And as families, you have to be persistent. You are going to fall out. There's going to be times where you think that you're not doing the right thing, but God willing, we're going in the right direction. And keep that in your hearts at all times.
It's an honor to be here and to be able to tell you, students, that the internal makeup of your heart will drive you. The internal makeup of your heart will drive you. You can do whatever you want on the outside. You're going to mess up. You could learn everything that you want to learn on the outside. You're going to be miserable. But your heart, one Catholic priest once told me that it's the drawing power of the Lord Jesus Christ that generates pursuing power in you. Whatever is in your heart will drive you. If you want to have everything that is on the outside become what you've always wanted to be, work on your heart. Be benevolent. Be be caring. And whatever is on the outside will begin to find its form in its place. Thank you.
You asked us for one value perhaps that could be useful for us. I could think in the sense we Christians in these days, we have a pastoral principle that is being worked out for us ever since Pope Francis took it up. It's called the synod, the synodal or synodality. The word is a little technical, S-Y-N-O-D, synodality. The meaning of synod is many things, but one of the things that Pope Francis insisted was synodal means to listen to others. To listen to others. It's not, we are used to listening to myself. I am speaking, you are listening. But do I have the heart? Do I have the ears to listen to you? And therefore, synodality means to listen to others in as much as we listen to each other, listen to the others, listen to the problems. Maybe we can solve our problems also.
For the family or maybe for the world, big family, I will say the three words: love, sacrifice, without any expectations. Thank you.
Rise above self and humility.
As we end our panel, I'd like to offer a moment of intention of holding all of these qualities, that they may be realized, they may rise up in the boundless ocean of love that is God, and bear fruit for all of us here in this room and all the world. Amen. Thank you for joining us for this panel. Thank you to our panelists. Thank you.
We are very grateful to all our panelists for being here and having such an inspirational dialogue. We invite Sri R.K. Subramanya, Trustee, Prashanti Balamandira Trust, to extend our token of gratitude and appreciation. Dr. Jiten Mishra, Mrs. Anita Arvind, Dr. Devdas Singha, Mr. Elliot Vanstone, Rabbi Adil Glick, our moderator. A big round of applause for him. Pastor Samuel, Most Reverend Dr. Peter Machado, Swami Anubhavananda Ji, Dr. Binni Sareen, Dr. Agus Indra Udayana, we thank you all for your presence and participation. We'll now have a lunch break, and we'll reassemble at 3:45 p.m. for the next session. Thank you.